Hey guys, so today we're going to go ahead and I'm going to review for you how to shepardize a case using the LexisNexis Academic electronic resource. When you receive your LexisNexis Advanced Password, we will do things a bit differently. However, for now, this is how you will complete the drafting of the fourth element for your research binder's homework for next week. So I'm at the Claremont College Library, our main page, and since I'm at home, I want to go ahead and obtain the off-campus access. And since this is going to be for a shorter stint, I'm going to go ahead and do the proxy login. My information was already saved from a previous search that I had. So you would typically put in your username and the password at that point, but like I said, my information was already stored. So let's get on to LexisNexis Academic. We're going to go ahead and click on Databases. We're going to browse our databases. Go to L for LexisNexis Academic. And we'll scroll down until we find it. Now, if you're on campus, you can go ahead and skip that step because it'll automatically provide you with access to the LexisNexis Academic. But like I said, since I'm off campus, those are the steps that I had to follow. So now we want to go ahead and look up a case. For this one, we're going to do a party search and just look up the case that we briefed 2 weeks ago for an examination. So let's look up that legal case. It was Bynum v. Cotterman. And here we see the case that was presented to you from the 2nd District Court of Appeals representing Montgomery County. So when we look at this case, or any case for that matter, there's always going to be some type of signal indicator right here that's going to provide you with the Shepard's information. So we can go ahead and select this key, and it's going to provide us with the Shepard's summary. Now remember, one portion is going to tell us about the treatment of the case, meaning when other sources cited to this, when other cases were cited to this particular opinion, did they treat it in a positive manner? Did they treat it in a negative manner? Was it something that was more neutral? Or they'll also provide other sources. If it's present in a law review article, if there is some type of ALR, there's a statute. And then with the prior history, it's going to tell us about what took place procedurally at other levels in this particular case. So here, we don't have any citing references, meaning no other cases that are citing to this particular one. However, there is a statute that's present, and it looks like it's an annotated statute, the 5321.04, which we looked at in class. We had a screenshot of this one. And I believe it was under sanitary conditions, because since we're in academic, it's not taking us straight to it, so we have to do a little work, as we stated in class, to get to it. But it was under sanitary and habitable premises. So we'll see it right here. The trial court's findings and division of rent money held in escrow were not against the manifest weight of the evidence Because the trial court credited the tenant's testimony that bed bugs were present in a residence for 11 months of the lease, their use of the bathtub was limited for 2 weeks due to a broken lever, which caused a severe drainage problem, and the tenants paid $200 to repair the bathtub. The tenants received $2,600 of the escrowed rent. And then we see that they're citing to the Bynum v. Cotterman case, which we briefed. And if you read through, this is just a text of 532104. So we were reading annotations that were present there. On another thing that I wanted to show you is there's a signal legend right here that tells us what those signals actually mean. So when we saw that I, it should have given us the heads up that there was citation information available. If we see a plus, it's going to be positive treatment is indicated and so forth. Obviously, if we see this red stop sign with the X, it's going to be negative treatment is indicated. So we definitely want to check that out. Now let's look at a case that's going to have a little bit more of a history attached to it, more than likely. This is not even a published decision because we do not see an official site. There's only an unofficial site here. So we talked about some of those things in our statutes chapter. I believe it was chapter 3. But it's not attached to a specific reporter. So we're saying that this is an unpublished decision of the court. But let's go back and look at an actual published decision. We had a case in class that dealt with the dangerous weapon when the individual robbed the bank and he said that it was a toy gun. That case was United States versus Martinez-Jimenez. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the citation for that case, which is 864 Federal 2nd 664. And it was a 1989 decision. Okay, so we're going to see the U.S. versus the Martinez-Jimenez. And like I said, this was the case where we dealt with the bank robbery and it was a toy gun. He kept it at his side and he was appealing the enhanced sentence as a result of having a dangerous weapon. So when we look at that indicator, it's giving us a triangle here. So it's going to tell us that there is some type of caution that we should use when looking at this decision if we're relying on it for authority. And here, it's telling us that there's no negative subsequent appellate history. It's going to be 2 cases that distinguish this particular case. It was followed in 7 different cases. There's going to be a neutral analysis with the dissenting opinion where it's going to be cited. It's also present in 5 law review articles, 1 statute, 3 treatises, and 12 other court documents. And so the beauty of the Shepard citation, it's going to tell us, because this was a United States decision, from what different jurisdictions the cases where it was actually cited. So in the First Circuit Court of Appeals, it was cited in United States v. Benson, but it was actually followed in a United States v. Cannon case that came out of the First Circuit Court of Appeals. Then there was a First Circuit United States District Court. So let's take a look and see if we see anything that's present within the Sixth Circuit at all, which is our circuit. Oh, look at that. So in the Sixth Circuit, Seems like it's had some positive treatment because it was followed in this United States v. Medved case, United States v. Perry, and the United States v. Hernandez. So you can just take this and play around with it, look at some of the areas, some of the other places where this particular case is cited. This will definitely help with research purposes and helping you anticipate and overcome different counter arguments for the particular theory that you're advancing in your work. Once again, this is the legend. So that triangle, the yellow triangle, indicated for us that there was possible negative treatment in this case. And we see all of the places where it's been cited. So you can get some really great information here. Thank you, and I hope that this helps you better understand the Shepards a bit. And this was done with your, during our lecture, we looked at several screenshots, and these were some of the screenshots that we were looking at, rather the Bynum v. Cotterman case. However, I wanted you all to see one that actually had history and other treatment to the case, which is why I did this one. So play around with that a bit, and please let me know of any questions that you have with the assignment. Thanks.